corner should be. Player of the game, senior libero Lauren Riskin
has control.
On STSPN.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
.36, so Everett will advance, and Snohomish is done for the year. And then 3A boys at 4 o'clock, same thing. To pardon a last chance qualifier from a racing term, it was Everett Seagulls over the Marysville Getchell Chargers 58-54. So both the Seagulls boys and girls teams go into the regionals next week. As we mentioned, Arlington and Stanwood about to play here for the 3A Girls Championship. Arlington Eagles, Mount Lake Terrace Hawks will play for the Boys Championship. That's the 8 o'clock game here at Everett Community College. Taking a look at the starters for the Arlington Eagles, their head coach Joe Marsh. Maddie Fisher, a 5'8" senior. Samara Morrow, a 5'7" junior. Kira Reese, a 6-foot sophomore. Katie Snow, a 5'8" junior. And Jenna Villa, a 6'2" senior. For the Stanwood Spartans, their head coach Dustin Swanson. Grace Walker, a 5'7" senior. Ava Depew, a 5'9" sophomore. Tatum Brager, a 5'10" senior. Chloe Sanford, a 5'5" senior. And then in the middle, Vivian Barrett, a 6'4" post player, and she is a senior. Those are the starting 5 here for the Stanwood Spartans. The officials tonight, Ryan Taylor out of the Snohomish County Basketball Officials Association. Frank Stevens from Seattle. Dave Dodson from Whatcom County. The starters are just about all have been introduced. We'll take one more break, come back. In 1 minute, we'll have tonight's opening tip-off and game action. The Stanwood Spartans, the Arlington Eagles were set for basketball here at Everett Community College. Back with more right here on KRKO. Unless they're going to...
here to take part. We're here to take over.
I am the beast.
And we come to you live from Larry Walker Court inside the Walt Price Fitness Center on the campus of Everett Community College. It's District 3A matchup. On the girls' side, it's the Arlington Eagles and the Stanwood Spartans. Today's game on KRKO brought to you by Smoky Point Concrete, the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, Community Transit, the Law Office of Russell & Hill, Mike Dixon, Farmers Insurance, Screen Printing Northwest, and by Move Fitness. Both teams are on the floor. Stanwood in the red, and it'll be Arlington, the home team, in the white. And we're ready for basketball. Joe Boy, are you ready for some basketball?
Oh, I'm really excited for this one for a couple weeks. Knowing that this could be this 1 and 2, and it happened to be, what excitement.
Jenna Villa in the middle along with Viv Barrett. The ball's in the air, and we are underway, and it'll be the Arlington Eagles moving to our right. They'll have the opening possession of the basketball game here. The district championship is on the line. Both teams will make the regionals starting next week. And the dribble drive into the right corner. They swing it as they go out to the top of the key. Now Samara Morrow goes to the foul line, then kicks it back out for an open look at a three that will not go. A miss by Kira Reese. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Arlington. It'll be Stanwood basketball, 0 for 1 in their opening possession.
And right there, Tatum Brager has the unfortunate job of trying to guard Jenna Villa.
And then Jenna Villa gets a steal there and kicks it back out. Went inside from Villa, back outside. Villa buries a three ball.
Boy, that's that inside out, Tom. You can't get a better look at the hoop right there. Jenna Villa's first bucket up.
And here's a steal there going in. And we're going to have a foul call. The steal there by Katie Snow. The foul called here. We haven't even been on this side of the court yet.
And you can see right there that this is textbook Arlington pressure. This is what they do, this full court pressure. Oh, and they're going to say she was shooting that.
Ooh.
Looked like she dumped that off on a pass.
But Katie Snow go to the free throw line. Grace Walker picks up the foul. Her first team foul on the Spartans. First free throw is good for Katie Snow of the Arlington Eagles, and they lead at 4-0 here, early going in the 3A District Girls Championship. Next one, airborne and up and good, and they're out to a 5-0 lead in favor of the Eagles. See if Stanwood can get it across the midcourt stripe. They haven't yet.
And this is a veteran Stanwood team. They got 4 seniors they start. They're going to break this in a minute here.
They did. They get it into front court. That goes to Viv Barrett. Boy, almost looked like a travel, but she kept that foot planted. They go underneath. Nice pass underneath. Grace Walker with the backdoor lob inside and gets up for a lay-in, up and good. It's a 5-2 Arlington lead.
And you see Stanwood having their own little token pressure themselves. Not the same kind of press full court that Arlington's put on.
Outside three on the way. That will not go from the left corner. No good by Maddie Fisher. Controlled by Stanwood. Spartans with it on the attack. They're in the red uniforms, white numbers, silver trim. Moving to our left. Going in with is Chloe Sanford. Has the ball knocked away from her and stolen away. Here comes out of backcourt Jenna Villa. Beats it right side. Morrow saves him going out of bounds. Kicks it into the corner to Maddie Fisher. Now out to the top of the key, swinging it over to the right side. Shot on the way, a three ball. It's going to come up short. Air ball there for Kira Reese. Missed it from the right corner, and then they met a pass for Sanford. She didn't even know it was coming, so it falls incomplete, and it's going to be turned over to the Arlington Eagles. That's 4 turnovers already for the Stanwood Spartans.
And a quick thought here, Tom. This is at an Everett Community College, just on a college court. It's a longer court than a high school court traditionally, but it also has 3 3-point field goal lines on it. The inside one is high school. The outside one, which all 3 Arlington Eagle attempts have come from, is the men's college one. So that's not the high school one they're trying to shoot from.
And then there's the intermediate one. That's the women's college.
Absolutely. And so when you have these 3 lines, and the least pronounced of the 3 lines is the high school line, obviously. It's a college court.
Right.
Beautiful court. I love it here. But it's one of those things you almost kind of highlight to your players, hey, you get to shoot from the inside of the 3 lines.
Here's Chloe Sanford with it for Stanwood as Arlington committed the turnover. Stanwood on the attack. They've down 5-2 here. They look inside, go in, reverse lay-in up, rattles and goes in. Nice lay-in there. Tatum Brager got a nice pass underneath for the reverse lay-in. It's a 1-point ball game. Arlington by 1.
That's a little give and go right there. Brager kind of got cut off as she made her attack in the lane, kicked it to Sanford. Sanford right back to her, and Morrow kind of fell asleep on that pass back inside. Really nice reverse lay-in.
That's an NBA three. You
Yes.
can take those other threes.
Yes.
That's Jenna Villa buries it from out at the Larry Walker logo on the outside, on the outskirts of town. Really,
That's a 25, 26 footer right there. But Jenna Villa has that range, and not just because of once. Watched her plenty in the last 4 years, and that is something that she has added, is just range and depth to her ability.
Stanwood moving the ball around, goes to Viv Barrett down to the low block. She's double teamed there, looking for a travel call. She escapes the pressure, puts up a lay-in that won't go, and the rebound controlled by Villa. Here comes Arlington out of backcourt. Double score here, not anymore. She buries a three from the top of the key. Jenna Villa, look out if she gets hot.
Oh, and that right there was a little bit of a heat check, Tom. She just caught that ball and said, she was open, yes, but she had someone right in her face. She said, I'm going to take this anyway. Drains it like that. This could be a long night for Stanwood if they can't step up and really get into Jenna Villa's face and get her the ball out of her hands, Tom.
Ball was tipped out of bounds, so retains possession for Stanwood. 19 to shoot. They inbound it right in front of us as we're on the third floor here from the mezzanine level above the court at Everett Community College. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by by Stanwood. It'll be Arlington basketball. Stanwood with another turnover.
And this right here, 7 points down, Stanwood. Arlington needs to really get a great possession out of this here. If they do, that's going to be a quick timeout. I'm thinking by Coach Swanson.
Top of the key for Arlington, Katie Snow kicks it over to Morrow. Morrow starts the dribble, goes down to the left-hand side, guarded by Sanford, puts up a runner that won't go, and Vivian Barrett will grab the rebound, outlets it to Ava Depew, and they bring it out of backcourt to Grace Walker. Eye to three, didn't take it. Gave it to Vivian Barrett, now to Sanford. Dribble drive along the baseline. Blocked out of there, right back in her face by Jenna Villa. And Villa brings it out of backcourt. She does it on the offensive and the defensive end. Speaking of the offensive end, she drives the length of the court after the block shot. Lays it up and in, just as you said. Dustin Swanson says, no, didn't they?
Nope.
I heard the whistle, I was assuming.
He did.
Yeah, he's up. He's touching his shoulders with his fingertips.
And I think they stopped player there to check on Villa, who went to the floor pretty hard. Officials are letting them play right now. There was a little contact, but I agree. She went up strong with that. She hit the deck. That is what it is. It's fine. But, yeah, this is definitely a need for Stanwood to get themselves regrouped.
And a reminder that coming up in just a little while, right after we're done cutting down the nets for the 3A championship, it'll be the 3A boys championship, the Arlington Eagles and the Montlake Terrace Hawks. So the Arlington fans, two for the price of one.
Absolutely. They're not going anywhere. They're entrenched. We've talked about this sometimes at State, with Arlington being a small town that really supports our athletics so much. I think this might have been another time. Whoever's last out of town, shut the lights off. We'll turn them back on when we get back to celebrate tonight, or hopefully celebrate, I should say.
So here we go after the timeout. And it's going to be controlled here now by the Stanwood Spartans. Still
a full court, a little more token pressure right now by Arlington, not really trying to put any traps on, just trying to make them take time, makes the Stanwood Spartans think about what they're doing.
We're going to have a reach-in foul, I do believe, as dribbling across the top of the key was Tatum Brager. And then she got kind of encumbered there by somebody reaching out. They will swing the foul here on Katie Snow, and that's her first personal foul. First team foul. Inbounds here. Vivian Barrett has it for Stanwood. Now in the corner for a three-ball offline right, no good. To Ellery Wortham on the miss. Long down floor pass for Arlington going in and one. They got it down to Maddie Fisher, who broke away on the fly pattern, post pattern there.
And we talked about that in the pregame, though. Jenna Villa is able to impact the game. She's already scored 11 of their 15 points here, Tom. But that right there was such a heads-up play. Got that ball, looked up, let that fly to Fisher. Great finish.
Wortham picked up the foul, her first personal foul, second team foul. Free throw is good. The lead is out to a dozen now for Arlington at 16-4. As Stanwood now brings it into front court, moving to our left in the red uniform. In the corner, that's Wortham. Eyeing the shot there was Brager, but get back down low into Vivian Barrett. Barrett had her back to the basket, and a foul's going to be called away from the basketball. Joe Marsh got up and he wasn't real thrilled with the call.
And to be honest, and we know Joe Marsh for a long time, Joe gets a little excited toward the officials and calls, but I think he actually got excited toward this player right there, Maddie Fisher, saying, hey, keep your hands straight up. Don't reach on her. When Viv Barrett's 15 feet from the basket, don't foul her.
Wortham with a missed shot there underneath on the inbounds play. Maddie Fishers, who picked up that earlier foul, her first personal foul on the second team. Arlington basketball leading by 12. 2.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter in the District 3A Girls Championship game. And easy as you please, they just drop it inside to Samara Morrow, who lays it up and in. It's out to a 14-point lead, 18-4.
And that right there, everybody just stopped and watched Genevilla dribble in, stop, reverse right there, and Samara Moore just cut back door, easy as they can come.
Outside three, ball on the way, swish it goes for Grace Walker for the Stanwood Spartans. They're going to stop play here as the baskets have been a little loosey-goosey here over the weekend. There's been a lot of that. I haven't seen that happen all season until we got here.
Well, they might be newer nets too, and sometimes when they have newer nets, those a little bit longer at times, they tend to get swept up there. But you know, you get a lot of good shooters, and when that goes through swish, it wants to curl that net up and around. But going back, Grace Walker is a great shooter. She's a senior. She's been here, done that for Stanwood. Putting that three in really takes the basket, a lid off the basket, hopefully.
Genevilla underneath, laying up and good. And boy, she can shoot outside, then she can power move to the rack as well.
Well, and Tatum Brager has that you really don't love having to be the one to guard Genevilla. Oh, great trap right there.
Trap in the corner as they will escape it. No, it's going to be intercepted, grabbed by Samara Morrow, and then she rifles a pass down to the baseline to Fisher. Couldn't really handle it, but got fouled anyway. The lead is out to 20-7 with 1:31 to play in the first quarter, and the foul is whistled here on Jasmine Legg. Her first personal foul, third team foul. And out of bounds at the baseline here for Samara Morrow and the Arlington Eagles. Looking on the inbounds, quickly they got it in, and they're going to have a pushing foul here. They got it to Genevilla really early off the inbounds, and then she got pushed from behind. Missed the lay, and she'll have to earn them at the stripe.
And that's a look right there when they do a three-person stack on the ball side and have Villa on the offside. I think she has the freedom, Tom, to either come off that three-person stack and go to the near ball side corner, or just cut back door for depending how her defender's playing her. And that's just such a heady play right there by a senior. Coach Joe Marsh says, you make the decision.
First free throw good, second free throw good. The lead is 15 points. Their biggest lead of the game here at 22-7. Let's face it, Genevilla has a green light to do anything. she can sit over in the corner and have a bag of popcorn as far as Joe Marsh is.
I'm not sure, yeah. I mean, I don't think she'd have a hot dog like Mark Sanchez back in the day, no. But I'm pretty sure she has that ability, and she's gained that trust of her head coach right there, that she's been there for so long. Almost feels like that Gonzaga player that you kind of feel like, has that kid been there for 7 years, 8 years? Like pre-COVID times, you know, but Genevilla, what a special player.
Genevilla picks up the foul there. That's her first personal foul, the third team foul. Out of bounds here for Stanwood. Fade away, college men's jumper that won't go, a miss by Brager. And then the ball was tapped out of bounds, last touch by Arlington, so Stanwood retains possession. After the miss, the clock resets, so they got 28 to shoot, 1:06 to play in the opening quarter.
And we're not seeing panic from Stanwood right now, but they're just not, I'm not seeing the sense of urgency I'd like to see in a district championship game.
Going in underneath, there's another block shot by Villa, and it's right into the hands of Samara Morrow. Here come the Arlington Eagles, up by 15, and they have the rock, and it's Villa top of the key, and the three goes up and won't go down, and the rebound is going to be controlled here finally. Well, yeah, it was controlled there by Ava Depew. Coming through and trying to get the steal was Samara Morrow, and I think Morrow, who's going to get the foul? No, it's going to be called on Jersey Walker. Her first personal foul and the fourth team foul. Morrow came through, I thought hit her.
Yeah, and you know, that was one of those feelings where they haven't made those calls, and little touch fouls a little bit, but it did change the possession of that, so I appreciate the referees making that decision right there.
Here's Arlington with the basketball. Barrett has it along the left side of the key. She's literally double teamed every time she touches the basketball. In the corner, elevating, three on the way, no good by Brager. Ball went out of bounds, and it was last touched here by Stanwood, so it'll be Arlington basketball. Shot clock is dead, 23.8 seconds to play in the first quarter. and a 15-point lead for the Eagles. They can afford to just slowly bring it across the big logo in the center of the field, center of the floor. It goes to Villa. Now they swing it over to the left-hand side as they're going to work the perimeter here. Ball knocked away, but right back into the hands now of Rachel Snow. Goes to the baseline, down to 3, down to 2. Outside, corner, jumper on the way. Good! Who else? Villa with a 3-ball at the horn, and it's a 25-7 lead for the Arlington Eagles. Second quarter coming up in just a moment right here on KRKO.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and you know that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, switch doctor, request immediate hot extract, take it on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boats.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Tom Lafferty along with Joel Boyer, Buddy Patrick, and Alex Clausius on the stats tonight. Steve Willis down on the sideline. You and AC were exchanging pleasantries in coach speak, right?
Yeah, to me, you're down 18 if you're Stanwood. Something that you want to talk about is Coach Swanson saying we want to win this second quarter by 8. You can't get back 18 points in the second quarter. If you can, so be it. But this is one of those. Just get it to manageable. Get it down to 10-point deficit. Get it down to something more manageable than what it is right now, and see if you can't chip back into it.
Here is an outside 3-ball on the way for Stanwood. Rattles off no good by Grace Walker. Rebound controlled by Villa. Brings it out of backcourt for the Eagles. Stops, pops, puts up an air ball 3 that won't go. She does have a fault. There it is.
Well, and that was when she didn't have her feet set. She kind of forced that up, was a little bit off-footed right there. Coach Marsh said, that's a horrible – no, I'm just kidding. That was one of those. That was a substitute. He said, hey, let's get you a minute here. Let's get you 2 minutes. Let's get a little bit of break for Genovilla. They normally don't do this probably too early, and yet at the same time, you have the luxury of an 18-point lead. You can probably do that right now.
We'll take a look at the numbers here on the first quarter in just a moment. They swing it over to Chloe Sanford. Stanwood with it. They work it now to Tatum Brager. Goes into the paint, dumps it down to Viv Barrett. Down low, it's blocked off one way, turns the other way, puts it up, rattles off, bounced 4 times, it comes down, and the rebound is going to be controlled by Katie Snow. Snow out of backcourt. Now she'll give it off to Kira Reese. Samara Morrow across the timeline to the top of the key. Again, with that 18-point lead, they can just take some time, drain some clock. Morrow again in the corner. Now they swing it over on top to Katie Snow. Snow in the corner to Morrow. Down low it goes to Rachel Snow. She tried to find Maddie Fisher. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's go to Buddy Patrick and look at those first quarter numbers.
That 18-point lead, thanks to the 18 points from Jenna Villa in the first quarter. She was 6 for 6 from the field with 4 3-pointers. 7 turnovers for Stanwood in that first quarter as well.
On the inbounds, they only had about a second to shoot it. They got it into Maddie Fisher. She kind of threw up a prayer it wouldn't go. And it'll be a turnover on the shot clock violation. And it'll be kind of a turnover on downs. So it'll be Stanwood basketball. They bring it into front court. To our left, they're wearing the red uniforms tonight. They're the road team, the lower seed. Outside 3 on the way, and down it goes. From the top of the key, she got pushed just as she let go of the basketball. And that shot down for Ava Depew for the 3. Now quickly down the other end. Somebody falls asleep defensively, and there is Katie Snow for the easy lay-in.
And that was really created by Samara Morrow's speed. Just able to blow down that court. The help defense comes over, and Snow gets right there for the easy bucket. Beautiful touch.
The lead is 17 points, 27-10. Outside shot in the corner, no good, but Stanwood will reload, and one coming up here. Brager missed the 3. It goes into the hands of Chloe Sanford. She put it up off the offensive rebound, put it in, got fouled. She'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
And who's coming back in the game right now, Tom?
Here comes Jenna Villa.
And that's something that Jenna Villa, that just on that possession we just had right there, kind of a little bit of a, you saw Arlington really flying around trying to put that pressure on the ball. They leave a little backside crack open. But Jenna Villa's had a couple blocks in that first quarter to be able to clean up that mistake on the backside. Without her there, Sanford just got a three-point play. Great job by her. Put that bucket down, see what they can't create.
The free throw is good. And now kind of having a hard time slaloming her way up out of backcourt. And Jenna Villa falls to the floor and says, what, no foul? I got touched by every defender. Now we finally have a whistle, finally have a foul. And it's going to be, I swear Villa came out of backcourt and every player put up an elbow to her.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact. And to be honest, she never really caught the ball cleanly on the inbounds. It got knocked around. And she just was able to kind of keep possession without even having possession, if that even makes sense, all the way across the timeline. But Stanwood right now down to 14 points down. This is one of those things, looking at 2-3 zone that Arlington's in, see if Stanwood can't find an opening outside for a shooter. They have so many of them.
Almost look, remember, they don't have SWAT lines, I'm guessing, anymore. Remember those? Somebody's birthday and they went through I'm sure that's
not legal anymore, Tom. Hasn't been for about 40 years probably, but yeah, that's good.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Last shot by Stanwood. It'll be Arlington basketball. 5:37 to go in the first half, and the Eagles with a 27-13 lead over the Spartans. And Arlington with the basketball.
Samara Morrow's quickness can just beat the press by itself.
And she stops and pops it in from about 14 feet away. A mid-range jumper, can you believe it? 29-13 to score. The lead for Arlington. Foul called on the Eagles coming across the timeline. I think that's going to be Jenna Villa.
Yeah.
Villa picks up her second personal foul, and that will, when she gets a foul, Rachel Snow goes to the bench.
Well, and here's the thing, too. This is exactly what you want if you're Stanwood. Now you're in the bonus. Yep. So now every foul for the last 5:20 of the second quarter is going to be free throws. Look for Stanwood to be aggressive attacking the rim. They're a great three-point shooting team, but attack the rim. See if you can't get to the free throw line. Score with that clock stopped.
Chloe Sanford's at the free throw line and hits the first free throw. Villa did pick up the foul. That's her second personal, as we mentioned, and that puts them into the bonus. Next free throw, second of the 1-and-1 is good by Sanford. Makes two free throws, and she heads to the bench. And Ella Lee Wortham checks back in for the Spartans. First-year head coach Dustin Swanson took over for Alex Iverson, who went to the Lake Stevens boys team to coach. He teaches in that building at Lake Stevens High School. So here's Arlington with the basketball, leading it by 14, coming up on 5 minutes to play in the first half. As they swing it out, Villa three off the front of the iron, no good, but grabbing the rebound there was Kira Reese, gives it right back to Jenna Villa. She launched that one from NBA 3 land. Gives it off now to Samara Morrow, changes direction, goes to the right baseline. Closed off there, changes direction again, turns and faces the other direction, puts it up. Went left, went right, went left, turned right, shot the ball, wouldn't go, rebound down. Arlington has it, shot on the way, that's going to be no good, and the ball goes out of bounds.
And that's great hustle by Callie Rumsey right there, senior coming in, doing a great job keeping that first rebound, keeping that offensive possession alive, tracking it down, sacrificing her body, almost running the chairs over there. Love seeing players want to give everything they've got when it's a district championship on the line.
Into front court now, here comes Stanwood. Wortham brings it across the timeline, deep in the right-hand corner it goes. Brager with it, now to Barrett. Barrett, she traveled.
Yep.
She's usually pretty good about just planting that foot.
The double team wasn't there yet, and I almost think she pivoted expecting it and looking to pass, and there was all of a sudden, wait a minute, there's no double team coming. I think she almost got surprised herself not being able to actually shoot the ball.
Scoop laying on the other end is going to be a miss there for Samara Morrow. Ball goes out of bounds, and Morrow was the last to touch it. She taps herself and says, yep, that was my fault. Turnover gives it over to Stanwood. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, for being, you look down, you can see some holes here and there, but it's mostly just the holes behind the student sections that are both standing up here.
Yeah, those are the places you don't want to sit.
Exactly.
You come to a ball game. Here, a little step-through move. How did that go in? Falling down was Ella Lee Wortham. She got bumped from the front and from behind, falling down to her wallet, and then put it up and put it in. And now Stanwood trying for a steal on the other end. We're going to have a jump ball call. Bodies on the floor. Callie Rumsey was down there. And on the alternating possession, it'll stay on this end with 22 on the shot clock. Yeah, they're going to say jump ball.
It looked like we had 2 officials with a jump ball and 1 that maybe had either a travel or I'm not quite sure, but they're going with that jump ball.
We'll go with the jump ball. We stay at 22 seconds on the shot clock. 3:51 to go in the first half. The lead is a dozen for Arlington, 29-17. Eagles with the basketball. Moving to our right, the white uniforms. They jump it down low. Maddie Fisher with it, has the ball knocked away. She retrieves it, kicks it back out to Morrow. She goes to the foul line, but then kicks it right back out for a long 3 ball. That's an air ball, no good by Fisher, but kept alive and grabbed there by Morrow. Another possession. 1 second to go, and they did not get it. The initial shot was an air ball, and I think they thought it was a shot, therefore it reset. It didn't reset. Turnover on Downs again on the shot clock violation. Timeout on the floor called by Arlington. We step out with 3 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first half. It's the Eagles 29 to Spartans 17. Back with more from Everett Community College right after this timeout.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, switch doctor, requesting immediate hot extra. Take it on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Asking you to do, and good things are.
So Stanwood has the basketball after the timeout called by Arlington with 3:25 to play in the first half. And here come the Spartans, down by a dozen.
Arlington pulled the press off. They're just going to sit down low right now, just trying to change up defensively.
Grace Walker at the left elbow, looking to the top of the key. She gets it back. Looking down low. They're looking for Barrett. They find her down low for a lay-in that won't go. Second opportunity does go, and she got fouled. And first opportunity missed it. Got her own offensive rebound, put it back up, put it in, and she will go to the strike.
And right there, Katie Snow was not in the game, and she's been the one that's been tasked with going one-on-one, being the defender on Viv Barrett, and she's not in right now. So when all of a sudden you're fronting the post and getting backside help, it's just not the same thing with that secondary defender and not your starter on her.
Amazingly, the bucket was her first points of the ball game. She hits a free throw. She's got 3 points in the game. Reese had picked up the foul, her first. And 8th team foul. Now Stanwood basketball. They're in front court and a whistle. We're going to have a foul call. A little trapping there by Stanwood. And too much, and it's going to be Brager who picks up the foul. That's her second personal foul. And the 5th team foul on the Spartans. 2:55 to play first half. As Eagles with it. She double dribbled. She traveled, double dribbled, just committed the violation.
Didn't quite catch it clean as she was on the run right there. Good move, good cut. Just got to get that ball clean before you take off with it.
Stanwood says, thank you very much. We'll take it. It's now a 9-point ball game, so they've cut that 18-point lead in half here at 29-20. 2:41 to play in the first half. Spartans, can they? They do. They bury a 3-ball. Ellie Wortham buries it, and what was an 18-point lead is a 6-point lead now for Arlington. They'll stop play to adjust the basket as it got thrown up there, and so Katie Snow will come back in.
And Arlington right there was in a 2-3 zone, Tom, and I gotta tell you, with Stanwood's shooting prowess, and they haven't shown it, they've had a couple threes here obviously, but they have so many shooters on this team. It's hard to know if that's just what you're gonna be your best defense is.
2:22 to play here in this first half. Dribble drive down low for the Eagles. Arlington with it, leading it by 6, and here's a turnover. A bad pass went off the fingertip of Rachel Snow and grabbed by Arlington's Grace Walker. They go to the right baseline. Tatum Brager dribbles out of trouble, goes down low, and there is a lay-in, no good. Getting her own rebound back up, and it won't go either. Grace Walker 2 shots at it from point-blank range, and neither one would go. The ball was knocked out of bounds by Arlington. Stanwood retains possession in their front court.
And don't look now, Tom, but Arlington has only scored 4 points this quarter so far.
It was 25-7 at the quarter. It's 29-23 now. Jump ball call. Now the alternating possession to stay on this end.
Good job by Kira Reese right there. Viv Barrett was just going into her back down, about ready to spin right there. And Kira Reese, when Viv Barrett brought that ball down low, that becomes every guard's dream right there. Keep that ball at your chin. Keep it high and secure.
Top of the key, Grace Walker looking right, goes right with a pass to Brager. Brager back to Walker again. Looking for a screen from Barrett. She gets it, goes around it, puts it up, lays it up and in. It's a 4-point ball game, 29-25. Don't sleep on the Stanwood Spartans.
They have 4 seniors in that starting lineup, Tom. Do you think they want to lose again to Arlington? Absolutely not.
Dribble drive along the left-hand side. Deep in the corner, there is Katie Snow. Snow looking down low. Kick it back out for a 3 on the way, and it swirls and drops through. That was Olivia Sizer who buries it from the corner. Check it, excuse me, Kira Reese.
Kira Reese
with the bucket. It was a 2, but it was a 2-2 instead of a 3-2. And so 25 for Stanwood, 32 for Arlington, and a bad pass. Putting your hand up there was Kira Reese. Turned around, looked at Joe Marsh, and put up her hand like, don't talk to me.
I know.
I know.
And Katie Snow right there had cut back door. She had a great cut right there, great opening. Kira Reese caught that ball and swung it to where she anticipated her teammate would be, not where she actually was.
That's like one of the kids, right? When they, I know.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me.
But I think I'll tell you anyway.
But I think I'm going to tell you anyway.
As now Stanwood working the corner deep on the right side. 3 on the way, no good. Wortham with a miss. Offside rebound taken down by Jenna Villa. She'll feed it down low and going in, missing the lay-in was Kira Reese, but kept alive by Arlington. Eagles with it. 35 seconds to go in the quarter, but a 10-second differential to the shot clock. Here's a runner that won't go off the back of the iron, no good by Morrow, and she saved it, almost saved it from going out of bounds. She was the last to touch it on the out-of-bounds line. So 27.3 seconds to go. It'll be a turnover to the Spartans. They're down by 7 now at 32-25.
And Stanwood in the first quarter wasn't getting back on defense, where that time, that was the first time I felt in that quarter they hadn't gotten back, but Arlington couldn't take advantage.
And then Stanwood can't take advantage. They commit the turnover and travel with the basketball. So Arlington gets it again with 25.8 to go in the first half. Villa will throw it in from the left side of the baseline. Gets it on the inbounds. Morrow looking down to right side. Shot on the way for a 3. Down it goes for Rachel Snow. A 3 ball in the right corner, down to 14 seconds to go. Stanwood brings it up, full court pressure now. It's going to be knocked away by Villa and stolen away by Jenna Villa. Goes around the defender, lobs a pass over the left-hand side. Nice pass down low for Villa, who gets it back.
Great passing.
Tic-tac-toe, and down it goes. And we have come to the end of the first half, and we're got down to a slight lead. It's a bigger lead now. 37-25 is our score at the half. We're going to go down to Steve here, who will catch up with the coaches on the sideline as they head off, and I think you can talk with Joe Marsh as he's making his way right by Steve. Let's go down.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. First of all, Jenna Villa in that first quarter, 18 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists. She was doing a little bit of everything. One of the better quarters I think I've ever seen a player have.
Definitely a great quarter for her and us. Not so great in the second quarter. We kind of fell asleep there and let them claw their way back into it, which we don't want to do. It's a nice run to finish a half, so I'm happy about that. But I don't want to give that team any life. So we just want to kind of keep it on them and keep playing defense and one and done and go the other way. So
best of luck to you in the second half.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much, Steve. Thanks to Joe Marsh for stopping by. He kind of answered every question that you'd have, right, going in.
Absolutely. And Steve, great job on not going in for a second question this time.
He gave me all the information. You guys want something real quick here, too?
Yeah.
Coach Destin Swanson, coach, the tale of 2 quarters there. Your team falling behind by 18. You really woke him up there in the second quarter. Was it something you said on the bench?
No. Once we started playing with better energy on the defensive end, it led to better opportunities offensively.
Talk a little bit about getting Viv going here. A little bit of a slow start. Didn't get her first points until about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, they were just so in between. That was Arlington kind of taking her away and us being in between, not really getting into half-court stuff.
Biggest message you're going to give to your team at halftime right now?
That we have 1 half to play.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
And the nice thing about this Steve and Joel, they're not done. Both these teams are advancing to the regional, Steve.
Absolutely. You know, you're 100% correct. I mean, obviously, both of these teams, one's a 3 seed, one's a 5. But really, and Joel, you can speak to this because you were an assistant coach for Snohomish. There's something to be said for these girls being able to cut a net down tonight, especially when it's your rival, right? And certainly, I don't think they even care where they are in the RPI rankings. They all know they're playing next week. This game tonight means something, especially for the juniors and the seniors. And we keep forgetting, too, we didn't have a tournament a couple of years ago, too, right? So a lot of these girls, granted, Arlington did get a chance to cut them down last year. Stanwood was in the game. It's not like they've had 4 postseasons. Every one of these games matters. So, yeah, this game certainly, I think maybe more so for the kids, I would think, than the coaches, Joel.
Probably yes, but at the same time, coaches take a lot of pride in that. And when you can be district champs, cutting down the nets, I don't care what level you are, whatever it might be. When you get to cut down some nets, it's a special time. I mean, I'll say I have every net I cut down as an assistant coach. We still have those tied in a special spot and hung on to those. But it's just that thing of wanting to do it, and the fact that Arlington and Stanwood have such an incredible rivalry, the Stilly Cup, in all sports. This is pretty special. Second year in a row to be playing each other for the district title.
And you know what's crazy about this, guys? And we talked about this real briefly with Joe Marsh before the game. I went back and I watched last year's championship game earlier today. Stanwood jumped out to an 18-7 lead in that game. A few weeks ago, Stanwood had a 15-5 lead in the first quarter. The roles have been reversed tonight. Both of these teams know, hey, we can fall behind the other by double digits, and we will be just fine. We've had those runs. We've been there. We've done that. And I think we saw that with Stanwood in the second quarter. Certainly, I think if it had been a lot of other teams, and maybe there wasn't the familiarity that maybe they have with Arlington, perhaps other teams, I dare say, pack it in, but certainly psychologically, I think they're worn down a little bit more. Where Stanwood, they can pull that card, right? They can say, hey, look, ladies, we went on a 15-5 run in the first quarter 3 weeks ago. We can do it again. We've got another one in us. And kind of funny, you said they had...
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race.
Look at this.
To the 4 a.m. starts, training harder, pushing further, hitting back, hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters. Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. Cue rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first. The world's best.
UFC strawweight champion.
Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun. I promise you.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Let's do it in 20. Do we have Steve muted? He turned his mic off. Okay. I have him muted though, yes.
I love that Steve sits in the one-person seaters.
Yeah.
By himself.
Oh no, he does have. Oh, it was. Okay, it's 37-25. Maybe it's just a smudge in my glasses. Here we go. Second half, we get underway. The Arlington Eagles with a 37-25 lead. Arlington starts with possession, moving to our left here in the second half. Jenna Villa, corner three on the way. Offline won't go, kept alive by Viv Barrett and grabbed by Stanwood. Here come the Spartans out of back court. Ava Depew across the timeline, swings it in the right-hand corner. That's Grace Walker with it. Back out to the top of the key. And now they go down low to Viv Barrett. The ball's going to be knocked away, though. Stolen away by Kira Reese and grabbed by Arlington. Here come the Eagles, leading by a dozen. They get the steal. Going in to the baseline is Villa for the lay-in up and good. Morrow got there and saw Villa shooting in from the right side, said, here you go, Jenna, put it up and in. She does.
And Jenna and Samara have played a lot of basketball together. Jenna's 1 year older than Samara, but they've played a lot of games together. Just have that innate feeling of each other on the court and where they are.
Dump it down low. Barrett had the pass, and nice pass down low to Grace Walker for the lay-in up and good. First 2 points of the second half for Stanwood comes from Grace Walker. The lead is back to 12, 39-27.
And right now, the way that Arlington's bringing that second defender every time Viv Barrett touches the ball, she's doing a great job of passing out of that double team.
They got it down low to Katie Snow that time for the easy lay-in. Went around, blew by the defender. and it's back out to a 41-27, 14-point lead.
And look for Viv Barrett to be the one to kind of be the facilitator, I think, in this situation here.
Well, she facilitates it right up for a lay-in, up and good. They found her with a pass down low. Here's a baseball pass down with the floor, knocked out of bounds by Barrett. So she prevented the easy lay-in.
Oh boy!
By
last
knocking it
second.
away. Yeah.
Last second, got her head turned around just to get that big hand up in the way to deflect that pass. Arlington is going to maintain possession here, but boy, that could have been an easy land right there for Maddie Fisher.
So it's Arlington basketball in the white home uniforms trimmed in blue and gold. Moving to our left, Maddie Fisher, top of the key. Got hit as she was let go of the basketball. Wow.
Looks like no.
Ava Depew, I thought
I
thought it was
kind of did
defensive
too.
pass interference.
I either thought it was a tip. I don't know. That was interesting to me. Joe Marsh didn't seem to have a problem except with his player on that one. So
Okay.
Joe had a better look than I did at that one.
We're 3 stories above the floor. I don't know. We've never missed a call yet.
Still haven't missed a call from up here.
Dribble drive to the baseline as Stanwood has it. They're in the red uniforms, moving to our right. Down low they go to Grace Walker. Walker inside to Barrett. Barrett triple team there. Back out to Walker. Open 3 on the way. Rattles and goes.
And that right there, I felt Kira Reese doubled down onto Viv Barrett, but there's already 2 defenders there, and that left Grace Walker, who's the leading scorer right now in this game for the Stanwood Spartans, left her wide open for that easy 3 bucket.
Walker's got 12 points in the ball game. 22 for Villa. 25 for Villa, plus 3.
22 plus 3. Hold on, I can help with some fingers if you need there, but what a shot right there. Jenna Villa kind of being that high set, looking to hand it off. No one came by and just turned around, oh, I'm not guarded.
Chloe Sanford with a nice pass goes into the hands of Ava Depew. Can't finish. Misses the lay-in. Rebound grabbed down by Arlington. Grabbed by Fisher. Outlets it now to Jenna Villa, who will bring it across the logo in the center of the floor here at Everett Community College, the 3A Girls District Championship game. That's Samara Morrow with it. Now gives it to Katie Snow. Snow back out to Villa. Offline, no good. 3 ball, long 3 that won't go. And Ava Depew grabs the rebound. Outlet pass up the floor. Shot on the way for a 3. Skims off, no good. Missed by Brager. Back up, no good by Walker. And she will go to the free throw line. Got the offensive rebound off the missed 3, and Walker will go to the stripe with a couple of foul shots coming up here. And Jenna Villa picks up her 3rd personal foul.
That's the biggest part of that play right there. I mean, 2 free throws, yes. Stanwood still down by 12 to Arlington. Grace Walker going to the free throw line, nails that first one, but that's the 3rd foul on Villa. Now, 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. If I'm Joe Marsh, I still leave her in. You just have that conversation, just brought her over and Samara Moore over and had a quick conversation. They just signaled in a new defensive set. We're going to see what it is right now.
Next
could be a new offense. We'll see.
Next free throw is good. The lead is 10. Sanford will sit for the Stanwood Spartans. 4:34 to play in the 3rd quarter. 44-34 Eagles.
2-1-2 pressure right there. Full court by Stanwood.
Morrow brings it up. A little push foul here. Morrow was trying to go around the defense of Brager.
And I kind of feel like that contact has been there all game, kind of that hand checking that's not legal anymore, but they've been letting both teams do that, and to be honest, if you're going to let one do it, let both do it, and just kind of everybody learns to play with that, but they did call that one right there as Morrow kind of got bumped off her line.
Depew picks up the foul, her first, and the first team foul of the 2nd half. So Arlington retains possession. Way out topside, back to the basket. Almost had the ball stripped away is Villa. Villa hands it off to Maddie Fisher. Now along the left-hand side, going in, laying up and good. They found Katie Snow by herself. She went through, then in a little bit of traffic, laid it up and in, and opens it up again to a 12-point lead. And here's the steal. We go back the other way. Grabbed by Arlington. Little give and go. It goes to Kira Reese. Then down, going in for the lay-in, no good. But a foul called. Katie Snow. Snow she was trundling down the floor, and she got the pass and kind of went a little bit too far under, and then the defender stepped in.
And I really like the patience right there. It was a good steal by Curie, stepped into that passing lane, took that nice and easy, gave it to Morrow. Morrow back to Reese. It just wasn't there. She took a dribble out. I love the patience right there. You find Katie Snow trucking down the middle of the lane. That was a beautiful cut by her. But if you can just see Arlington keep that they had that patience first quarter. They didn't have that patience second quarter, Tom. If they maintain the patience, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
10 points in the game. for Katie Snow, who just had a couple of free throws there and opens it up to a 14-point lead. Arlington is led by as much as 18. Stanwood has not had the lead in the ball game. The ball was knocked out of bounds as Stanwood came into front court. Knocked out of bounds there by Morrow. So it'll be out of bounds near sideline with 20 on the shot clock right in front of the Stanwood cheerleaders. Below us to our right, the Arlington fans below us to our left. They'll be here for 2 games. The boys against Motley Terrace coming up in the nightcap here at Everett Community College. Stanwood working it around, down to 8 to shoot. On the left-hand side, Walker stops and pops and put it up and in. Actually never stopped. She just on the run put in about an 8-footer. Grace Walker with the points there, and she's got 16 in the ball game.
And Grace Walker just has a really great feel for the game, Tom. She does things within the plays, but when the play breaks down, she's that player, just has a sense for it, attack, look for it, hit the runner right there. Really like her feel for the game.
Fisher will throw it in to Villa, turns, faces, and puts up a long outside 3, won't go. Walker grabs the rebound for the Spartans. Sparty out of backcourt. Swing a pass in the corner, elevate, 3 on the way, rattles off, no, by Brager, who's got the rebound. Maddie Fisher does. Gets it up the floor, goes to Katie Snow across the timeline. Now to Jenna Villa down the left-hand side. 2-on-4 break. She was heading to the rack, and then they're going to have a foul call, reach-in foul. They saw her heading to the rack, said, yeah, we got to stop that. But we'll take the foul and not have the easy lay-in.
Absolutely. And that's that feeling that sometimes when other people have the ball in their hand for Arlington, it feels like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we setting up? When Jenna Villa touches it, even if nothing's set up, there's just a little bit more of a calming presence for the coaching staff, you feel.
Morrow will throw it in from the baseline. Goes way out topside. Now they work the perimeter. Here's a stop and a pop and about a 14-footer that won't go. Missed by Morrow. Near steal, almost stolen away. Still with the possession of his Ava Depew in backcourt. Depew will now play catch with Grace Walker as they come into front court now. 2:31 to play in the third quarter. The lead is 12 at 48-36. Viv Barrett has it, dumps it down low to Tate from Brager. It's closed off there. Now Chloe Sanford dribbles into the paint, puts it up, rattles off the window and in. Chloe Sanford, the recipient of the pass, puts it up. Kind of flat shot, but it hit the back of the square and dropped into for the points, and it's a lead of 10 at 48-38. Samara Morrow at the right wing.
And this kind of has the feel. This is such a game of runs, Tom, and we've seen so many of them for both teams. That big first quarter for Arlington being up 25-7. Stanwood being able to cut it down to 4 points, as Alex Classius reminded me. It was that Grace Walker turnover in the corner on a travel you weren't sure about, led to a 5-point run right at the end of the quarter, end of the half, if you will, for Arlington. Such a game of runs tonight.
Corner jumper on the way. Chloe Sanford with a miss, no good. Rebound controlled by Arlington. Samara Morrow brings it out of backcourt. Now to Villa. Villa dribbles into the foul line. Swing a pass left side to Rachel Snow. Snow back on top to Morrow. Underneath it goes, but Katie Snow with a bad pass off the foot of somebody and grabbed by the Stanwood Spartans. Dribble drive going in, underhanded lay-in, no good by Brager. Then the second opportunity goes up. I thought the whistle was before the shot.
Yeah, he's going to say count the bucket, though.
For Viv Barrett. And the foul is going to be called here. Foul's on Rachel Snow. That's her first personal foul, and we've got a timeout on the floor called by Arlington. We step out with 1:11 to play in the third quarter. Our score, Arlington 48, Stanwood 40. Back with more after this timeout. Joel Boyer, AC's got you some numbers. Huh?
Yeah, it looks like we have Viv Barrett has both 4 rebounds and 4 assists, as does Ava Depew for the Stanwood Spartans with 4 rebounds and 4 assists this game. Great stats right here, Alex Colassius.
And Barrett misses the free throw, but gets her own rebound. She's got 7 points in the ball game now. Is recipient of the pass down low. Turn face. She'll take 2 instead of 1 that time, and she got it on the little reverse lay-in. It's down to a 6-point lead, 48-42.
And that was kind of the Viv Barrett possession we haven't seen yet, but that was her imposing her will on that Arlington Eagle defense.
Rachel Snow has it in the paint. Triple team there. Somebody's got to be open. They kick it out to Morrow. Arlington with the basketball, up by 6 with 9 seconds to shoot. Morrow dribbles around the defender, stops and puts it up and in from 12 feet away. Samara Morrow makes it back into an 8-point lead. Shot clock is dead with 27-second play in the third quarter of the District 3A Girls Championship. Chloe Sanford has it. Swing a pass over to the left-hand side. She didn't go up. I thought Depew would, but instead the 3 ball by Brager won't go, but kept alive by Brager. Over the right side to Walker. She shoots and hits the 3 ball. With 8 seconds to go in the quarter. 50-45, down to 5, down to 3.
Morrow doesn't know.
Morrow will stop and put it up from 14 feet off the front of the iron, no good. We head to the fourth quarter, and it is still anybody's ball game. Joe Marsh standing like a statue, thinking there was a foul there. 8 minutes to play. Arlington 50, Stanwood 45. Fourth quarter coming up next right here on KRKO.
I thought she got hit right in the arm.
Yeah. (2013) in the quarter.
She's just taking it.
Outscores Arlington 20-13 in that third quarter. And they're down by 5 to the Eagles. 50-45 underway. Here we go. Fourth quarter. Still anybody's ball game. They're going to cut down the nets at the end of the ball game. Stanwood with it. Fadeaway jumper. It's an air ball. No good by Tatum Brager.
That's all right.
We like Brager's shot, but not that time.
No, and she's got a great shot. It just seems like she's forcing things a little bit, not really finding her rhythms out a little too far in those threes. I'd love to see her keep shooting, keep that confidence, but just know, hey, find your rhythm, find that opportunity, and I think you're going to be able to drop it down.
Arlington with the basketball. Jenna Villa has it at the right wing. As they work the perimeter, down to 15 to shoot. Here's a steal. Grabbed by Walker, saved from going out of bounds. Walker gets it back, goes in, lay-in, no. She goes to the deck. She gets fouled on the way in. Rachel Snow is going to be the guilty party here. Snow will get the foul. That's her second personal and the third team foul. Grace Walker goes to the free throw line. The lead is 5 for Arlington. Could cut that deficit here with Stanwood. A couple of shots coming up for Walker, the 5'7" senior. First one. She's got it. She's got 19 points, 20. Just got her 20th point in the ball game.
And that's something that Stanwood has. They have these 4 seniors that have started. I know 3 of them were starters last year. I believe maybe even 4 of them all started last year too.
It was a.
Which one went first?
It was a lane violation.
Hold on.
Now the officials are going to meet up. Ryan Taylor, Frank Stevens, Dave Dodson. They're going to send the 2 teams to their respective benches, and the 3 officials. You know, she kind of double pumped the shot.
She did, and it's weird because she's got a beautiful shooting stroke and very confident. She shot the first free throw just normal rhythm, and that one she did, but it's almost like she pump faked her own teammate.
Yeah.
But they have to decide her now because both players, both one for Arlington and one for Stanwood, both went in. Coach has got to come in. This is something new.
They're going to bring both coaches together, Joe Marsh and Dustin Swanson at the center line. And they're going to say, Here's what we saw. I was going to say, what did you guys see? They don't care what those guys saw.
No.
And Joe Marsh just puts up his hand and says, yeah, whatever you're going to do, let's do it. Let's play on.
What's that we're going to say?
Now, if they're going to say simultaneous. It sounds like what Frank Foster on the PA is saying. See, if we're Jim Nance in and Grant Hill on the sideline, they come over and talk to us.
Yeah, they come over and tell us. And
they're not going to walk up here.
You know, I just feel like they could put a little more effort. Anyway, back to the game.
Okay, so simultaneously they committed the infraction.
Oh, boy.
And here's a steal here. The lead is 4, 50-46. Underneath the Viv Barrett, laying up, no good. And she got fouled on the way in.
And that's a tough one right there because I don't think she would have made that shot even without the contact. Just caught that ball and already had her body going to the rim. Didn't really feel like she gathered herself ever, and she kind of got bailed out on that. Definitely some contact there, but look at her to see if she can put these 2 free throws down and cut this lead.
First free throw is good. The foul was called on Snow, her 3rd personal foul. So Barrett hits the first one, 4th team foul.
That's Katie Snow for Arlington. Not to be confused with her twin sister.
Oh, yeah, Katie Snow. Next free throw is a miss. The lead is 3. Arlington 50, Stanwood 47. We are 1 minute into the final quarter. Arlington with the basketball as they work at left side. Maddie Fisher. Then a push foul is going to be called just as Katie Snow got the possession. And they're going to call this one on Viv Barrett. Boy, that was not much of a push there.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, do I think there was body contact? Absolutely. Have they called that all game? No, but 4th quarter here.
There's a double team there. The trap, and they're going to call a foul on Stanwood. They trapped Jenna Villa right against the sideline in front of Joe Marsh and the coaching staff across the way from us for the Arlington Eagles.
Felt like there might have been some I thought there was a reach in right there by Stanwood, Tom. I thought there was a little too much contact in that double team trap.
And Chloe Sanford called for the foul, and then she gets a steal, but then she dribbles it out of bounds. All that in a row. Foul, steal, and out of bounds with it.
And I feel that you can start to see Stanwood getting a little more physical with Arlington. And Arlington, I want to kind of see them plant their foot, put it in the ground, and cut back door when Stanwood's trying to over-pursue right now. Let's not see if maybe those Arlington Eagles can't find an easy bucket in the back.
Here's Samara Morrow gets an easy bucket down the middle. Not really easy. She went hard to the floor.
Not easy, but she found that bucket down the middle.
It's a 5-point lead, 52-47, 6.5 minutes to play in the game.
And I think this is where you want to go through Viv Barrett right now if you're Stanwood. Get her the ball, get her a touch. She doesn't have to shoot on it, but get her that touch.
She doesn't get it this time, and the outside 3 ball's a miss by Walker, and a foul called off the rebound. Oh, they're gonna say jump ball, not a foul.
And that was one of those for those kids watching at home or listening. Who knows if they are or not, Tom, but get that rebound and put it to your chin. Don't bring it down low in the cookie jar where someone can get their hands on it and get it tied up.
So looking for an inbounds here. That's going to be 5, and Stanwood couldn't get it in. I thought maybe Dustin Swanson would get a timeout. Both teams, Stanwood actually has one more timeout. They have 4 left in the game. 6:19 left in the game here. The lead is 5 points, 52-47 for Arlington. And Eagles with the basketball. Samara Morrow brings it into front court. Back to the basket, top of the key is Katie Snow. And she's traveling the basketball. Traveling, kind of I'm not going to say unforced error because she had a defender all over her.
Right. And this is kind of that stuff where you almost want to see that Genevieve senior moment, just kind of just relax. Here we go. Everybody's got this. We're fine.
Is that a shot at me with the senior moment?
It's not always about you, Tom.
You realize I can hear you, right? Down low we go. Looking down low for Stanwood was Brager, but she kicks it back out for 3. That won't go for Walker. Back up and in.
What a pass right there. Viv Barrett, offensive rebound. Right out of the catch on the rebound. Touch pass to Grace Walker for a lay-in. Grace Walker with 22 points in this game. Just an incredible performance with this senior.
They go down low. It's going to be a foul here. No shots. It's going to be out of bounds here. The foul's going to be on Depew. Depew missed that earlier shot, and then Walker got the rebound up and in, laid it up for Stanwood and gets her 22nd point.
And sorry, Tom, this is a situation where Stanwood has 6 fouls in this half, so one more, and it's going to be bonus time for the Arlington Eagles shooting the rest of the way.
Depew picks up the foul, her second personal, and here's a foul call. Going hard to the floor was Maddie Fisher. She gets fouled here. The foul is going to be on Brager. That's her 3rd personal foul, and the 17th foul. So we have shots now here, as you just mentioned. Bonus time for Arlington.
It's bonus time for the last 5 minutes and 23 seconds of this game.
And Arlington's only committed 4 fouls, so they've got a ways to go. First free throw, good.
And this is a situation for Stanwood, putting Arlington in the line. Obviously, a good free throw shooting team, Arlington is. This is something that Stanwood does not want to see happen. With that clock stop, Arlington increasing their lead.
Next free throw is a miss. Rebound controlled by Vivian Barrett for Stanwood. 53-49, the lead is 4 for the Eagles. 5:15 to play in the game. Grace Walker at the right wing. To the top of the key to Depew. Now to Sanford, looking down low, back to Depew, back to Sanford. She almost left and didn't take the ball. The ball goes underneath, and here's going to be a steal. It's going to be grabbed by Katie Snow. Going to tie up now with the jump ball. Simultaneous possession. It'll be the possession arrow in favor of Arlington Eagle basketball.
That's Grace Walker with her second jump ball. Tie up in the corner on an Arlington Eagle, not getting that ball to their chin on that rebound. Really take care of that basketball. Stanwood is charging hard. They are not giving up. They are putting everything into this final quarter. Expect that to happen.
Almost had the ball knocked away. Fisher did. Instead it goes to Snow, who buried. Rachel Snow absolutely buried an NBA 3 ball.
And you know, Tom, she went out there to screen, had the timing wrong, runs into her own teammate. The ball gets knocked loose, grabs it, throws it up there at the rim, just like Coach Joe Marsh drew up, I'm sure. My goodness.
Had nothing but twine.
Oh, my goodness. That big three-pointer right there pushes their lead back up to 7 points. Look for Stanwood to regroup right here, though.
4.5 minutes of play in regulation time. As Stanwood works it to Ava Depew. Looks in the corner to Walker. She steps out of trouble, hands it off over for a shot on the way, no good by Brager, who's got it. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Ava Depew of Stanwood. It's Arlington basketball. 4:16 to play and a timeout on the floor. Stanwood takes the timeout. We do as well. Arlington 56, Stanwood 49. 4:16 to go in regulation time. Back with more after this timeout.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
These last couple times, it just kind of ruins the flow of that possession. Grace Walker is as hot as it comes right now, just with her shooting in the corner. If Viv Barrett holds that possession, or holds that position, I think that's going to be another 3 or a couple looks at least for Grace Walker, or going to be laying for herself.
Arlington leads at 56-49, 4:10 to play in the game. Arlington basketball. They work it to Rachel Snow. Now to Jenna Villa, back to the basket at the foul line. Back out to Morrow. Morrow dribble drive to the foul line. Swings the pass to right side to Katie Snow. Back out to Morrow again. 11 to shoot. Looking in the corner. Corner 3 ball on the way. Offline, no. Maddie Fisher with the miss. Rebound controlled by Stanwood. Spartans down, but a steal. They're going to say standing out of bounds. It was almost intercepted there by Jenna Villa, and then she stepped on the out of bounds line right at midcourt.
She just wasn't quite able to catch it clean. She just kind of had to block it down, if you will, and just couldn't grab it before it went out of bounds. Great athletic play. But we're going to see right here, see if it's the same look, if they're going to give a different look. Arlington's in that 2-3 zone again. Morrow's hands on her knees, Genevilla's hands or knees. There's just a lot of physicality in this game. See if they can't hold on to it with 3:40 left.
How about a 3 ball on the way? Offline, won't go by Walker. Big miss there. That was a big possession.
Yeah, that was that one that you kind of feel you'd love to get that back, get a little bit more. I think they could have gotten that look anytime they wanted. Would have loved to see a few more touches for Viv Barrett or just around the horn to get a better look.
Arlington works it down low to Villa. Ball knocked him out. Oh, Villa. Oh,
nope. There you go. Good call.
Yeah.
Good. Great job right there. It did, and we had a great look at it from 3 floors up, and you can see it goes off Viv Barrett's side, kind of her back right there, just happened to glance off. Great officiating all the way around, the correction of that down low to make sure that the correct call is made.
And the inbounds now for Arlington with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Inbounds passes knocked away. Good defense there by Brager, so they'll throw it in from it'll be a corner throw in. Corner kick, if you will, on the inbounds here for Arlington. Now going in, Morrow splits the defense, goes to the floor, gets fouled. She went between Chloe Sanford and Vivian Barrett. She went to the floor.
And that was kind of one of those takes right there. And I respect Samara Morrow so much of that, because looking at that, looking at the gap for her to get through, there was really no way she's going to get through that and be on her feet. Her body is going to hit the floor. But just that moment as a junior, they're saying, it doesn't matter. I want to get to the free throw line to help my team out.
First free throw, no good. The foul was whistled on Chloe Sanford, her second personal, and the 4th team foul. They'll check it, 8th team foul. Next free throw coming up here for Morrow, the 5'7" junior. On the way and good. 57-49. The lead is 8 points. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the game. Big possession here for Stanwood. Ava Depew brings it into front court. Swing a pass to the left side. Shot on the way. Rattles off. No good. The miss by Brager. Kept alive by Barrett. Back to Brager, up and in.
It's a great offensive rebound by Viv Barrett right there. Pushed under the hoop. Didn't have a shot at it. Kept it alive. Tipped it to Tatum Brager right there. Beautiful.
Here's Morrow. Splits the defense. Lays it up and in. And Rodney Harrison will say, where's the defense at?
Oh, man. That's a tough one right there. Samara Moore's speed just and her quickness to get by defenders is just something that you can't take for granted. She has an innate ability to get into the lane.
The lead is 8, 59-51, 2.5 minutes to play. Chloe Sanford has it at the baseline now for Stanwood, kind of winds her way through, and she gets the bucket. The lay-in is good, and she got fouled. So she'll have a chance for a three-point play. Chloe Sanford, chance to score with a clock stop, 2:26. Villa picks up the foul, her 4th personal foul.
Yeah, and
okay, coach, what are you doing? You're leaving her in, right?
Absolutely, 100%. You trust her, but this is one of those you just don't want her to get in a situation that, and she can. It's hard to be physical in situations knowing that one puts you out, and they do have a 6-point lead here. Arlington does, and the basketball. This is kind of a must-score possession, I feel, for Arlington in order to kind of put a nail in the coffin. It's with 2:13 left. It's difficult to come back.
Going back, the free throw was missed. The ball went out of bounds. A turnover by Arlington, and it's Stanwood Spartan basketball. 2:09 to play in regulation time. The lead is 6. Genevilla with 4 personal fouls.
Still in the 2-3 zone for Arlington. They've really slowed the game down, really prevent Stanwood from getting things easy, but Stanwood has been able to claw their way and just continue this. They're going to see if they can't get Viv Barrett a double screen. Same play for Grace Walker to the corner.
Down to the corner, they go to Sanford. Back out for an open 3 look. Won't go, but Brager, who's got it. Sanford gets it to the top of the key to Grace Walker. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. They're down by 6 with 1:40 to play. Pull-up jumper on the way. Too hard, no good. Going down hard after shooting it was Grace Walker. Rebound controlled by Katie Snow of Arlington. Here come the Eagles. They lead by 6. 1:30 to play in regulation time. Genevilla, playing with 4 personal fouls, comes to the top of the key. Now starts to dribble, swings it over to the right-hand side to Katie Snow. Snow is trapped there, and a timeout called by Arlington. The Eagles call a timeout with 11 on the shot clock. Minute 16 to go in the game. We'll keep it right here. 59-53. Arlington with a 6-point lead. What did Joe Marsh see? What does he want to see here?
Well, he wants to see a bucket. I know Joe well enough.
I was looking for more.
Did you want more than that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I absolutely think you look at this with 11 seconds left on the shot clock, you really want to get something going to the rim. Anytime that you have, you're already in the bonus right now, whether you're shooting free throws or you get that land, but go attack the rim. Don't settle for something outside. Samara Mora for the last 3 minutes has been the catalyst right now for Arlington going attacking inside. Jenna Villa has been a little kind of kept under wraps since that huge first half of 18 points. She only has 25 in the game only. Okay, only. But really been kind of held in check since then. But let's see if we can't get Samara Mora going to the rim, attacking that rim, and see if she can't get a bucket to fall or go to the free throw line.
Villa will throw it in from the side. Down to 10 to shoot now on the inbound. To Morrow, down to 7, down to 6. Out by the logo still, down to 5, down to 4. Villa has it. She knows how much time is in. Shoots a 3, won't go. Comes off, kept alive by Barrett, and grabbed there by Arlington.
Pull it out.
Rachel Snow grabbed it, gives it up to Morrow. Will they have to take a foul here?
Absolutely.
Inside a minute to play, and the foul is finally going to be called as Tatum Breaker just bulldozed over the top of Maddie Fisher. That'll send her to the free throw line. We're at 54.3 seconds to go and a 6-point lead for the Eagles. Free throws coming up here for Arlington.
And that was the tough situation, Tom. You do want to get a foul because you want to be able to get that ball back. We're under a minute now, down 6. But they got the trap. All of a sudden you're like, foul, foul. Wait, don't foul anymore. Just get the trap. You're like, oh, too late.
Free throw, no good. Barrett grabs the rebound for Stanwood.
You didn't go.
Down by 6, 50 seconds to go. Out of backcourt they come. Ava Depew, feed it over right side to Walker. Now to Barrett. Back to the basket, now faces, down to Chloe Sanford. Lay it up and good. And they will, she's got 11 points in the ball game. Timeout called here by Stanwood with 40.4 seconds to go. And it's a 4-point lead for Arlington, 59-55. The last time out, Joel, we talked about Joe Marsh, what he's saying to his team. Let's talk about Dustin Swanson right now.
Well,
down
first
by
of all,
4.
I'm going to back you up one step right there.
Okay.
Viv Barrett catches the ball. She plays that point forward. That's the center position right there. But she sees Chloe Sanford cutting in there. It's her 7th assist of the game. You just see Viv Barrett, when she touches the ball, good things happen. I know you got to get it and go, but don't forget to let your big post, your Division II, going to Hawaii to play basketball next year, let her touch that ball still. Hawaii Hilo, excuse me. But let her touch that ball still. Now, Dustin Swanson right now, as you're saying, playing defense, down 4, trap in the backcourt. If they're going to get out of the trap, foul. You're going to have to. You don't want to put them to the line, but you're going to need a couple misses from the Arlington Eagles at the free throw line. But you want to get the trap. Don't give something up deep, but keep things in front of you, trap. Pick the player you want to shoot those free throws and see if that can be the one you foul.
Rainy, cold, and damp today, and you say Hawaii Hilo. Wouldn't that be nice right now?
Rainy, cold, and damp.
Here's a long up floor pass. Arlington has it. Samara Morrow. Morrow now turns, and a foul is going to be called immediately here with 35.6 seconds to go. It was a long pass.
Was there a buzzer? I think there was a horn that sounded while that ball was in the air.
Seemed like it.
Or was it just me? It could be just me. It might just be me and Buddy, who heard the buzzer, but.
Samara Morrow at the free throw line. The foul was on Brager. First free throw is good. Brager's 4th personal foul. And Morrow at the line gets her 12th point of the ball game with her first free throw. Now the lead is 5 at 60-55. 35.6 seconds to go. Next free throw is good. Here comes Stanwood now. Down by 6. Dribble drive along the right-hand side. Grace Walker closed off there. Swing it back to the top of Nita Brager. Looking for Barrett. Ball's going to be knocked away, but right down to Walker. Lay it up and good. Another timeout called here by Stanwood. As soon as the ball went in, and Dustin Swanson was up right in the official's ear saying timeout, timeout, timeout. He got it. So the lead is 4. 61-57, 21.1 seconds to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
And they might put some time back on this clock.
Stanwood has 1 timeout left now.
And I kind of think they maybe should, depending on what they did, because that ball to get inbounded, but they said, no, he had the timeout before to run the baseline. It looks like they're not going to. That's okay.
So 21.1 seconds to go. A 4-point lead in regulation time. Arlington 61, Stanwood 57.
This doesn't change Stanwood's plot right now. Definitely want to get the trap. You want to steal. You want to get into that situation to get a steal. If not, well, foul right away.
And it'll be inbounded by Morrow. They're in the double bonus, so every foul is 2 shots. Morrow to throw it in at the baseline. Looking on the inbounds. It goes to Villa. She gets fouled in backcourt. And she will march to the free throw line on the other end with 18.9 seconds to play.
And I almost said, right there I was thinking as Rachel Snow cut out wide and she was open right there and Grace Walker was kind of allowing the catch. In a way, I thought that's not a bad idea as long as the ball stays out of Morrow's hands, who just hit 2 free throws, out of Villa's hands. You know, you're going to have to foul somebody, maybe foul one of the other 2. Unfortunately, Villa was able to cut and real easy catch that ball. Sink that first free throw, too, to push this lead back up to 5.
Brager just fouled out with her 5th personal foul. Let's step out here with a timeout on the floor. 18.9 seconds to go in regulation time. Arlington 62, Stanwood 57. Back with more after this timeout. There are 2 shirts.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
It's like a loop machine. Going around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Stanwood find a way to get a nice open look at the 3-pointer. If you get touched, you get fouled, get that free throw up.
Free throw by Villa won't go. Barrett grabs the rebound. Down to 17, down to 16. Still in backcourt. It looked like she traveled, no call. Up the floor to Ava Depew. Brings it down, sinks in the corner. It's going to be Chloe Sandifer. Puts up a 3, no good. Offside rebound taken down by Morrow. And that should just about be that. Pretty good look there by Sandifer in the corner.
Yeah, it is. And Sandifer's not a bad shooter at all. She's a good one, but the way that Grace Walker shot tonight, the way that even freshman Ellery Wortham has shot tonight, maybe a different player you would have wanted shooting that. Sandifer has so much athleticism, just like Coach Joe Marsh said in the opener, but not as much the shooter as Walker maybe as you would have hoped for.
So Morrow at the free throw line. The foul was on Walker, her 2nd personal. We're in the double bonus. First free throw good for Morrow.
And this is just don't do a thing if you're Arlington. The ball's going to go through the net if they make a basket, and the clock will continue to run. Don't touch anything, no need to.
The miss there on the free throw. There's a wild 3 on the way that won't go for Grace Walker. That will be that. Time will run out, and it will be the Stanwood Spartans and the Arlington Eagles. Arlington with a 63-57 win over the Stanwood Spartans. So Arlington, for the 2nd consecutive year, picks up the Class 3A Northwest District Girls Basketball Championship. They'll be cutting down the nets here. We'll be talking with our player of the game. Who did you and Willits were sending smoke signals to each other.
Yeah, Jenna Villa tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, Katie Snow honestly had an incredible game defensively on Viv Barrett and just did a bang-up job on the rebounds, but Jenna Villa, just those 18 first-half points, really set a statement for this game and really set a statement that the Arlington Eagles weren't going to fall behind like they've done in the first half, the first quarter before in this game. They were not going to have to battle back. Arlington led from wire to wire from the first tip all the way to the end, and Jenna Villa had such a thing to do with that. Her 26 points, really impressed by her as our player of the game.
So we're going to be talking with our player of the game, brought to you by Marysville Toyota. They're getting their picture taken first down on the floor, and a little celebration there for Joe Marsh and his coaching staff and the players, and they're going to get their picture taken with the trophy as they hold it high in the air, the district championship trophy. And we'll hear from Coach Marsh and from Jenna Villa, our player of the game. She ended with 26 points on the night. But, you know, you could just about go up and down that roster of who had a good game tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Samara Morrow, just what she does running the show as the point guard and dealing with the pressure. I mean, Stanwood always has a pressure on. I'm not saying they're necessarily full court pressing the whole time, but they always have a full court pressure, a presence up there. And Morrow, I'm not sure what her turnover count was, but it was small. 0 fouls tonight, 14 points. She just did everything her team needed her to do. Katie Snow, we talked about her defense on Viv Barrett. I mean, she's only 5'8", Tom.
Yeah.
At least that's the listed height. Sometimes some coaches like to go higher, some like to go a little shorter and just say we don't care what you're thinking. But at 5'8", she's given up a solid 10 inches to Viv Barrett. It's just an impressive feat.
Let's go down to Steve with the coach.
The head coach of the Arlington Eagles, he does it one more time. Coach Joe Marsh, you are once again the district champion. I asked you last year if you were running out of places to put these nets. It never gets old, does it?
It's never gets old. I'm just so proud of these kids. This is our 4th straight district championship game, 3rd straight win. I'm just so proud of this program and everything we've been able to do over this last decade. These kids have just worked so hard this year. That was just a hard-fought game against 2 really good teams. You know, we jumped on them early, and we knew they were going to make a run and come back, and they did, and they made a great game out of it. But I'll tell you what, we held our composure. We got buckets when we needed to. We made free throws down the stretch. And we're district champs again. I'm really happy.
Before I ask you about your own team, I did see that you had a word with Grace Walker there a moment ago. Well, what a fantastic game she had. What did you say to Coach Swanson and Grace? Because, again, this was Wesco pride beaming right now. What a game tonight.
Sure. I mean, that's 2 great teams. I told him, great job. Now let's go to Tacoma and kick some butt. That's what it's all about. And I've known Grace for a few years now. She's just a great kid. I love the way she plays. She always plays well against us. I told her I was mad at her after this game, but she's just a great kid. So we just had a little moment there for a senior. It's really nice.
You and I talked about it before the game. Kind of a flip of the script this year. Last year it was fall way behind and have to catch up. This year, take the big lead and you got to kind of hold on there.
Yeah, well, we felt pretty good about it tonight, jumping out on like that. But again, they're a really good team, and things happen in these games. You have to be prepared. Good teams are going to make runs, and they did. But we held them off, and that's all that counts. We held them off. It was a great game and a great win.
I asked you really quickly right before you went in at halftime about Jenna and the first quarter she had, but let's kind of elaborate on it. Again, that's such a special, not only a quarter, but a special player.
Oh, she's just had an unbelievable career here. Unbelievable career. I mean, there's not enough accolades for me to say what she's done for this program and just how hard she plays. And probably most impressive is her leadership in this program. And she's led this team the whole year, her and Samara. But Jenna's the kid. She makes us go, and the kids love her, and she's just a great player. I'm just really happy. We're going to have a nice little run here at the end of her career because we're going to miss her when she's gone.
Jenna with the first quarter. Samara certainly did a lot in the fourth quarter. In the middle of the game there, Katie Snow doing a little bit of everything for you.
Katie, she's one of those unheralded kids that people don't know a lot about. She does a great job on Viv every time we play them. She's super strong, and she got some good buckets tonight, which we needed. Just great. That's what we tell. Everybody's focused on Jenna and Samara. There's lots of room for other people to step up, and that's what we did. We've done it all year.
I don't want to leave twin sister out either. Rachel had a couple of huge threes for you.
Rachel always does. Rachel's been playing really great basketball of late. Yeah, they're just sneaky, those Snows. They just come in and do great things for us, so it's been awesome.
I held you up from getting in the picture here. You'll have another chance, I'm sure. Talk a little bit about the next few days. Obviously, you get to find out what's going to be happening here. You've got that 3 RPI seed coming into the game tonight. Are you making calls? Do you have to lobby for some folks to maybe, hey, don't forget us when you're figuring out? Obviously, you took care of a lot of your own business, right?
We'll see. I'll take a 2 seed. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, the way we played all year, we're up there with anybody, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing all shakes out.
Joe Marsh, again, congratulations. Best wishes.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
All right, thanks very much, Steve. We'll keep it right with you if you want to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to try to get a few other players here in just a moment. Here, they're kind of doing their Coach Marsh is going to go cut
them down.
Girls are looking at their phones over here. They're holding trophies. They're all going to gather around for Coach Marsh, and this is a special moment. I don't want to interrupt this, so we're going to hold it right here for a minute. The entire team circling around.
Looks like he's cutting hair.
Yeah, and what a cool moment, right? I mean, I know we've talked about it before, and Joe dealing with a few health issues in the past, and just to get back here and to coach this team to a district championship, a pretty special moment for a special guy.
And he puts it over his neck there.
And I think I see a few tears even down here right now as the team huddling around. So what a cool feeling for them. It looks like they're about to do one of their cheers here, and then we'll get a few of the players when they come off.
You know, Steve, this is something that every time you see Arlington always huddle up in that family-type arm's length every single time. Coaches, players both before the start of the game. A neat moment to see here at the end.
Well, and it is a family moment, right? Let's see if we can get some of the players here right now. We've got a few of them around me. Samara, big fourth quarter for you. A few huge drives to the hoop in the fourth. Talk a little bit about this game. It wasn't easy, and obviously Grace playing a heck of a game out there on top as well.
Yeah, I was a little scared at first, but as I went on, I was like, okay, getting a couple passes, assists, okay, now I can start scoring more.
Was it a particular play that kind of gets you back into the rhythm, or is it just a matter of sticking to your game?
Steve, you got a picture going.
Oh, we got to get you in the picture here. I don't want to interrupt you, so we'll come back and have Samara in a minute.
Now, Steve, you can get in the picture, too, if you want.
I was thinking about it. I got the bald head now. I can pass as a Marsh, right?
That's right.
I shaved the head a few months ago waiting for this moment, guys.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Exactly. I was plotting this in September. It's a.
Yeah, Steve, the brother they don't talk about.
Well, and as we talked,
I don't have any trophies.
As we've talked in the past, though, you got not just one Marsh, not just two Marsh, but there's 3 Marsh siblings all coaching on this Arlington staff. A neat family thing.
Yeah, definitely. We had a chance to talk to all 3 of them last year along with their niece, and Samara's back over here now. Talk a little bit about that. Just again, that fourth quarter and the battle you had with Grace all evening.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about it is just getting my teammate a good look. That's what really pumps me up.
What was the talk in the huddles and even on the bench during some of those runs? Obviously, you get that 18-point lead. They cut it to 4. You build it back up. They cut it back down again. Nervous at all?
Just like putting your heart on the floor, getting on the ground, just making sure we get all the loose balls.
And we were kind of talking about it even during the broadcast. Some of those plays into the lane there, you got hammered pretty hard too. So sacrificing the body, all worth it when you get to cut down that net?
For sure.
What did you learn from, or what were some of the takeaways from the Tacoma Dome last year, and what does this team have to do to even have more success?
I think it's just more of a team effort. We can't rely on 2 people. We got to do it together.
It's together, and it's a team. I'm going to let you go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to try to get a few other folks here in just a moment. As a lot of hugging going on right now, a lot of fun. Jenna's walking around here. She's having a moment here with a young lady, so we'll try to get her in just a second.
Got to make sure we get her that sweatshirt there, too, Steve.
Yeah, we got the sweatshirt here, so we're going to try to get that. We've got some other girls here that we should be talking to as well and kind of getting their take on this whole thing. As, again, a few folks here. We've got Kari DeBerry's right here. Let's go ahead and talk to her for a second. What does it mean for you to be able to cut that net down?
It means a lot. I really wanted to last year, and I didn't get to, and so I'm really excited I got to this year.
And you've had a few siblings come through the program too, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean for the family to have another moment like this?
Probably a lot. My sister's probably jealous. Misses it.
Yeah, jealous, but in a good way, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, congratulations. Best wishes to you. And we're going to keep wandering around here for just a moment as we find more. We're finally going to get a hold of Jenna here for a moment. We're going to pull her away from her friends. Jenna, we've seen you so many different times do big things. I don't think I've ever seen a first quarter quite like that. Talk about 18 points. You had a couple of sweet assists in there as well. A couple of block shots. You helped build that 18-point lead. Everything just seemed to be flowing at that point.
I just was ready. I was locked in. I was focused coming in, and I was just ready. I wanted it.
Talk a little bit about the ebbs and flows of the game tonight. Obviously, it looked at that point like things were going really well. You've seen Stanwood enough to where you know they have runs. You saw one in the first quarter earlier this season. We saw it during the first quarter last season. Something you guys talked about, and what did it take to get you back on track?
Just calming ourselves down, slowing, using time on our side, and just keeping our own pace of the game and not forcing anything and keeping moving on offense. We were too stagnant in the second quarter, and it really helped with their lead.
We hear a lot about you, but you've got such a nice ensemble around you as well. Talk about some of the other players on this team and what they mean to you.
It's just great seeing how they've improved over the course of the season and the course of this season to last season. Obviously, Samara is a big part of what we do. Couldn't do it without her. Couldn't do it without anyone else on the team. I just love them, and I'm so glad I get to play with them.
The number 3 seed going into the tournament. Obviously, you had success there last year, taking the third-place trophy. What's it going to take for this team to elevate it to the next level?
I think we just matured so much from this last season to this season and over the course of the season. And I just think it's going to help us when we get there. We're all experienced. We've been there before. We know what the deal is, and we're ready.
Yeah, ready indeed. She had 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. Again, 26 points tonight. She's also our Marysville Toyota Player of the Game. We've got a sweatshirt for you. We're going to have you get a picture with that here. She's collecting quite a few of these over the last couple of years.
That's her second one.
That's her second one already. Hey, Jenna, again, congratulations. Best wishes at Tacoma.
Okay, thanks, Steve, down there.
I think we got a few others here too. We gotta get a hold of Jersey Walker is right here as well. Jersey, talk a little bit about what this means. And by the way, I think I'm standing on your grandfather's name right here. How cool is this?
It's pretty surreal standing, especially playing on my grandpa's court. That's like one of the coolest things I could say I've done. It's so special. And for our team, we've just worked so hard and we just work as a team, so it was just a big one for us.
Compare and contrast. You were here last year. What do the two mean?
It's just different because last year, just being a freshman, it just was like had a different role on the team, and it was just I was along for the ride, and I was so happy about it. But this year, it's cool to be like in it and like with my teammates, and it just we did it. We're here, and we are not done. We got so much more to do.
And I'm guessing you have a little bit of an interest in the boys' game coming up too, right? With your cousin playing.
Yeah, my cousin. It's super cool for both of us just to be a part of this and to be able to play on our grandpa's court. Yeah, it's so awesome. Thing for sure.
Okay, I think there's a picture going on over there, so I didn't want you to be.
So much.
Thank you. And we got to get we got the Snow Sisters here too. And what a nice game. We're gonna have you guys turn around so we can get you on camera here. First of all, Katie, what an incredible game you had tonight. You were all over the place. Viv didn't score until about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Talk a little bit about playing defense on Stanwood tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to play defense against such a much taller person than me, obviously, because I'm only 5'8", she's like 6'4". But I think just like me staying in front of her just kind of got in her head a little bit sometimes. But
and you keep up with some big shots when you needed to as well.
Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job of like going up strong today and finishing.
I'm going to say you did a really good job of going up strong today. And how about your sister over here, twin sister Rachel? You had 2 threes. Both times you kind of stopped the bleeding, if you will. I think they went from an 18-point game to a 4-point game in the second quarter. You hit a huge 3, and then you did it again in the second half. Just ice water in the veins tonight?
I guess I was just feeling it.
Talk about what this means to have the two of you do this together.
It means so much to do this again this year with my twin and be a part of such a huge thing that our team and work together.
Does it sink in during the season? Do you talk about it together as far as what you're experiencing, or is that something you kind of think about later on down the road and in the moment you're just kind of living it?
I mean, we talk about it sometimes, but we're just kind of living it right now. It's so fun.
It's not a bad place to be living in, right?
Yeah, it's just such a good experience to be with our team and bond and have fun on and off the court.
Did you go back to Tacoma?
Yes.
And what do you do to celebrate this tonight?
We'll probably support our boys team and help, yeah.
There we go. That's all they need to do, right? They've won a title. They're hoping the boys do as well. Katie, Rachel, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay. Do you run out of people, Steve?
I think we ran out of people. We ran out of time.